What's up, guys? How you doing? Hope you had an amazing Christmas and New Year's. And just know that if it wasn't an amazing Christmas and New Year's, that it's okay. Believe it or not, the holidays are a super happy time for some, a super joyous time, and also a super miserable time for others. I read somewhere that Alcoholics Anonymous has the highest rate of attendance on the holidays because some people are quite miserable. Seeing everyone seemingly so happy with their families and with their loved ones on holidays can make other people feel really, really isolated and alone. And I know the feeling. I went through many Christmases, many Thanksgivings, and many New Year's. New Year's is alone and miserable and depressed and in a conundrum of wanting to be around people and at the same time wanting to be alone and at the same time scared to be alone. So it was just an absolute torturous sort of split that I was in. This year was an incredible, amazing holiday. I had a really, really beautiful time. I've been here in Santa Cruz for 9 days, sleeping, eating, resting, swimming. I've just been an animal, basically. Shitting. Let's use the word pooping instead. My 30-day no cursing challenge. But I've just been an animal. I've been super lazy, and it feels amazing to be so lazy. And lazy is not the right word because I am dealing with a big setback with my back injury. I'm here sitting on this exercise ball. So if you see me jumping around, that's why. I still can't sit in a chair. It's been a year. Last Christmas was 3 weeks after my back injury. I couldn't even walk. So talk about being depressed. Last Christmas was very difficult for me. And New Year's. So just know that if this holiday season was not a super joyous time, that's okay. This too shall pass. And I know what it's like. I really, really do. I really, really do. It's a very difficult time. If you're going through a rough time or if you don't have loved ones, it can be a really challenging time. And then there's also the story around it, right? You want to make sure you're not caught in the story. Because there were times when I had a blast by myself and just made it my own holiday. So I just want to talk about New Year's for a second here. I hope you guys are embarking on detoxification journeys. I know a bunch of you have signed up for my course in the past few days, and that's awesome. But also know the silliness of New Year's resolutions and how really it shouldn't take a special day or a special holiday to get someone to start making the right life choices for their highest good and their highest potential. We can start making these choices right now, and right now, and right now, and right now. So it's about those little choices in a given day or a minute or an hour or a week that add up to a spiral in the positive direction or a spiral in the negative direction. That is the real magic of the human will power, free will, and choice. So start making those choices right now, irrespective of the fact that it's January 2nd. And if you fall off the wagon, who cares? Because you didn't do this because it's a new year. You did this because it's right now. You did this because you're ready for a new life right now. So those choices that you make will create a carving in the right direction to where discipline no longer is needed. I don't require any discipline to eat clean. There's no part of me that's split and wants to buy junk food at the grocery store or wishes I had junk food when I'm making a juice here. There's nothing like that. That phase of discipline is only in the beginning. When you start cleaning the vessel and this vessel is operating at a new frequency, those light and the energies of light and love and passion and whatever else that you're cultivating and that you are made of have enough momentum to run the show. You know, whatever you put in your body wants to live, wants to thrive. This is the law of nature, the law of the universe. Whatever is living wants to live. So if you're putting sugar into your body, sugar is going to want to thrive and you're going to crave more sugar. But when you start putting in the high quality foods, organic foods, superfoods, whatever it is that you deem good foods. I mean, I have my own opinion, but it's not the ultimate truth. These types of foods will thrive and will want to thrive, and it'll be what you naturally choose. So that phase of discipline or of seemingly depriving yourself of something, it's very temporary. I remember I kicked the habit of junk food once and for all. Maybe it was probably 3 years ago, when I remember I utilized a couple of different techniques. I remineralized the body very intensely. This was before I really knew about mercury poisoning, but I still knew how to remineralize my body and the importance of that. But also what I did is I remembered utilizing this technique, a very simple technique that seems so stupid. But I remember I used to love brownies and pastries. Anyone who knows me back in the day of, Jiu-Jitsu Josh or Wrestler Josh or Jersey Josh, I used to walk down the Lower East Side where I lived. I was on Houston and Norfolk, and I would walk on Houston. I would stop at Tim Hortons and get a few donuts and a coffee. Then I would stop at Katz's Deli and get a couple hot dogs. And then I would keep walking and go to Jonas Schimmel's and get knishes, blueberry knishes. Oh my God, were they good. And I would do this all in one sitting, in one trip. And I would do this even if I was on a full stomach. So all of my friends who knew me back then would just say that I would eat like an animal. So the way I kicked it was that I really became present to that pathway that kicks in, that neurological spike when you're about to go get something, or I was about to open that beer, or about to think about buying that beer, or think about buying that peanut butter pastry at the Essex Market. Woo, that thing was good. It's this jolt of whatever, we can call it dopamine, but that's just a chemical name. It's much more complex than that. And what I would do is I would go to the end of the line in my head. So I would get that jolt, this peanut butter pastry, this thick, dense peanut butter chocolate pastry square that was like $3.50 and was just amazing. And I used to drink beer with it. And I would imagine eating it. I would literally imagine eating it. And I would taste it and smell it and bite it and finish the whole thing and finish the beer. And then I would sit with myself and think about that feeling I get when I finish all of that. And it's this little bit of a guilt, and not a lot of guilt actually back then. Guilt and a little bit of despair and a little void and this disappointment. And the detriment far outweighed the joy that came in for those freaking 3 minutes that I devoured that pastry. So I let the detriment run the show. I let the detriment dictate the decision. And whenever I got food cravings for a couple months after that, I would just simply eat the food without eating it. I would eat it and I would just picture myself feeling that way. And just thinking, man, I really don't want to feel that way. It's similar to ejaculation, honestly. It's like you're in this middle of this beautiful lovemaking. If you're really in tune, right? If you're a man and you're not in tune yet, and you're just a normal dude, you're gonna think I'm nuts by saying ejaculation lowers your essence and your life force and your connection. If you have connection to your body, well, look, I mean, maybe you're just different than me, right? And different than the thousands of spiritual teachers that talk about a man keeping his seed. But for me, if I lose my seed, it's like, it was never worth it. Rarely was it worth it. I'll do more videos on this subject. It's very present for me. It's a very intense challenge that I'm working on, and important challenge, and one of the most difficult, truthfully, that I've ever encountered. Way more difficult than kicking those peanut butter cup habits. So I would imagine all of that happening. I would go to the end of the line with it, and I just wouldn't want it anymore. I just wouldn't want it anymore. And of course, remineralizing the body was very, very important. And detoxing heavy metals, all of that. But I remember that technique was the core principle, the core thing psychologically that allowed me to move beyond my cravings. Of course, killing parasites and candida helped wonders as well. So my point I'm trying to make here is that that phase of discipline, it doesn't last like that. It doesn't last. You're not depriving yourself. It's not a super intense multi-year journey of kicking food cravings. You will kick it, and you will kick it once for all, and you can make little decisions now that can change the trajectory of your entire life. So I made a blog post. I'll post a link to the blog post in the info description, and you can just read some tips that I'm offering. I offered like 6 or 7 tips for people on a budget who are ready to transform their health in 2019. And I wrote a blog post. I'll post a link to it, or I'll post the information in the description below. And you can start. You can start now. And don't start now because it's January and because it's 2019. Just start now because it's now. So, all right, my friends, just wanted to leave a quick note. Keep this YouTube channel active and alive. I'm on my phone right now. I don't have my equipment here in Santa Cruz, and I've been here for longer than I expected. But a lot more videos coming in 2019. I want to be as steady and consistent as possible. And I want to make... I'm changing. I'm transforming. My life is transforming before my eyes. This relationship is changing me. I know a lot of fans have picked up on my changes energetically, and this is the way of the world. We're just constantly changing and evolving, and I'm coming into something deeper and more authentic and more real and more compassionate, more loving, more grounded. And it takes the power of the feminine energy. It has taken the power of the feminine energy to crack me open and blast me open, and I'm so excited for what I'm about to land into in my being. I'm 29, and I'm in the process of my Saturn returns, which is over the next 6 months. Is the finalization of Saturn returns, which is every 29 years or so, something like that. The Saturn on your chart returns, and it's like the marking of a full incarnation on this planet. It's like they said, science says you're 25 when your brain fully develops. Well, astrology says you're 29 when you're fully incarnated on this planet, and like really, you. And, of course, there's a whole 50, 60, 70 years of work after that I still have to do to get deeper into me, but it's like a click in, So I'm changing, I'm transforming, and a lot of uncertainty has been coming my way about me, about my life, about what I'm about what my mission is. Not so much my mission, but what do I believe? What do I believe? What's my opinion on things? All of that is just shifting and changing and transforming, and it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful. So thank you for being a subscriber, and I'm grateful for you. Have a beautiful, beautiful January 2nd. Or today might be the 3rd, who knows? Like I said, I've been a lion all day. I've been a lion for the past 10 days, sleeping, eating, shitting. Not really doing much else. And have a beautiful January. Have a beautiful 2019. Have a beautiful now. Get started right now. Just do it. Just do it. Go do his liver flush. Go do a saltwater flush. Throw away all the shit in your house. Throw it away. Just throw it away. Don't even give it away. Why give poison to someone else? Just throw it away. Never buy it again. All right. See ya.